A couple of months back, I ranked all the Office Season 1 episodes, so now it's time for Season 2. I really hate the sexual harassment episode. It basically is the diversity episode, but so much worse. So Michael gets in trouble with HR for behaving inappropriately. So he has to do this sexual harassment training. He does not take it serious, of course, mostly because of his friend Todd, who is just a sexist piece of shit. He is supposed to be that, but he is so unwatchable. The worst part is that at the end of the episode, Michael does not seem to have learned, making him a huge dick. It is really not fun to watch. It has the "that's what she said" clip, but with the context of the episode, I do not like the meme anymore. I hope the storyline about Pam, her mother, would work, but it's way too short. Overall, this is a disaster. Who approved Michael's birthday? You have Michael's birthday on one side and the Kevin might having cancer on the other. Those two plotlines do not match at all. Booze Cruise is fun on paper but feels like 12 episodes filled into one. So Michael takes everybody on a booze cruise as corporate retreat, and when the actual captain has authority over the ship, he gets upset. At the same time, Roy finally sets a date for the wedding with Pam, while Jim and Amy Adams break up. We have more Dwight and Angela stuff, and Jim confesses his love for Pam to Michael. Oh, and someone from corporate is shadowing Michael. That's just way too much going on. I do really like the opening, where all of Dwight's stuff is in the vending machine. That got a laugh out of me. I hate the secret. So Michael thinks him and Jim are buddies after Jim told him he has a crush on Pam, and Michael by accident spills that secret, and it's so eye-rolling. Luckily Jim saves himself by pretending it was an old crush, but still does save this episode a little bit is that Dwight does not believe Oscar is really sick, so he tells him, and that's really funny. I also love that we learn Oscar is gay. It's really wholesome representation. If this was the main plotline of the episode, I would have liked it more. The Halloween episode is meh. So Michael has to fire somebody and he does not want to do it. Throughout the episode you see him try and fail until in the end he fires this random guy. Like, it is fine, but it is the beginning of season 2 and we already have this plotline multiple times. At the same time, Pam and Jim have posted online that Dwight is looking for a job, so he gets all the offers, but it does not really go anywhere. Jim sees a better paying job, but he does not apply because he wants to keep working with Pam, so that also goes nowhere. Oh, and everybody is dressed up for Halloween. So we have an episode filled with things we have seen before and plot lines that go nowhere. The carpet is just not that fun, so somebody ruined Michael his carpet and the entire episode is a whodunit, only for the reveal to be the annoying friend of Michael. That's lame. I do enjoy Jim matchmaking Ryan and Kelly, but that's a really small part of the episode. The Valentine's Day episode is fine, nothing special. It's just some people get gifts and others don't. Michael and Jen have an awkward meeting in New York that ends with them kissing, but that's it, not much happens. Boys and Girls is a decent episode. Jen gets all the women in the office together for a girls' day, and of course Michael is upset about that and has to have a guys' day. By accident, he starts unionizing them. It's not the greatest plotline, but it is fun. I also really like the fight between Pam and Jim. Jim wants her to take a course for art, but she rejects it because Roy does not agree. It makes their storyline more interesting that they have a fight. The fire has a bit too much going on. After a fire, everyone has to wait outside the office. The colleagues play the deserted island meme, and that gets chaotic. At the same time, Jim is dating Amy Adams, her character. That makes Pam jealous, of course. And Michael tries to educate Ryan about business, but he knows nothing. This also makes Dwight jealous. It is sadly just a bit too much. The client is so good on paper, but just tries to do way too much. You have Jen and Michael meeting a client. At first it's awkward, but Michael somehow makes it work. That makes Pam so proud that they drunk hook up. At the same time, the office finds Michael his secret screenplay, and they all do a table read. And also, Pam and Jim work late and have a little date. All these elements are great, but it's just way too much for a 20-minute episode. Never let Michael be HR. When he hears about all the complaints coworkers have, he decides to solve them all in person, which is as awkward as you would think. It is really fun, but it's the same joke over and over again. You have the storyline about Jim transferring, but it does not go anywhere yet. Email surveillance is a fun one. Michael starts surveilling everybody their email and finds out Jim is organizing a party that he is not invited to, and that makes him sad. At the same time, Pam and the camera crew try to figure out if there's something going on between Dwight and Angela. It is the best part of the episode. Sadly, there's a big part about Michael going to improv class. He every time does the same bit and it's just not that funny. I love the Dwight His Speech episode. Dwight is a salesman of the year, so he has to give a speech at this huge congress. He's really nervous, but Jim helps him by giving him example speeches by dictators. He actually performs one and a lot of the audience fucking loves it. It's amazing. I sadly do not care much for the office plotline where Pam does wedding prep and Jim books a holiday, but I do like the joke about everybody keep changing the temperature. Drug testing is actually a sad episode, so Dwight finds a joint and goes full help sheriff mode, doing interviews and even letting a drug tester come. Only Michael did it, so Dwight does his test to help him. After that, Dwight resigns as help sheriff because he broke his oath. It's funny but also sad. At the same time, Jim is jinxed so he cannot talk. Pam uses this of course, and it's a decent joke but nothing phenomenal. The Office Olympics is a really fun episode. Michael is going to buy a house and he takes Dwight with him. It's a good joke. They get confused for a gay couple. In the end, the house is so expensive that Michael lets Dwight rent a room, making people, of course, believe more that they are a gay couple. At the same time, everybody at the office is bored. They start playing games and call it the Office Olympics. It's sweet and fun. A slight problem with this episode is the pacing. The episode loses some steam near the end, but it's still good. Performance Reviews is the first episode after Jen and Michael hook up, and it's the awkward kind of funny in the best way. Michael has a voice memo from Jen and he uses his employee performance reviews to let the others analyze it to see if Jen likes him. So they're kind of reviewing his performance. The only serious review is the one of Dwight. It's so funny seeing him warm up in the hallway. Then Jen shows up and it's so awkward and ends up with her humiliating Michael in front of the entire office. It's so good. There's only one slight negative. It is Thursday, but Dwight thinks it's Friday, so on the actual Friday he does not show up to work. Pam and Jim mess with him a little, but they could have done more. Now the fight is such a good episode. So Michael finds out Dwight has a purple belt in karate and has to fight him, of course. Dwight is actually good, so the only way Michael can win is by cheating. That's actually sad, Michael. And when this ruins their friendship, he gives Dwight a pointless promotion. Michael also has to sign forms, but he doesn't want to do it, so he keeps prank calling Ryan, and it's the great awkward type of funny. We also cannot forget the iconic cold open of Dwight, his desk being moved to the toilet. The only negative I have is that the pacing is not amazing, but it's still really fun. The season 2 finale is the longest episode and it's filled with great stuff. During a casino night, a lot of side characters of the season show up. You have this awkward date with Jen, Michael and his real estate agent, causing Jen to leave upset. Jim is about to transfer and I really like the chat him and Jen have as the two most normal people in the office. And then the big one, Jim confessing his love to Pam and them kissing, and that's where the episode ends. And also the season ends? Wow. I even love the cold open where Jim makes Dwight think he's telekinetic. It's really good, but it does not have a legendary moment this episode. That's why it's not on the top of the list for me. It's Bring Your Daughter to Work Day and it's a really cute episode. Everybody has something to do. Pam and Michael want the children to like them. Dwight does well what Dwight does. Angela loves it when Dwight puts a rude kid in his place. My favorite storyline is the daughter of Stanley flirting with Ryan, making Kelly jealous. It's so funny to see Stanley scream at Ryan. So yeah, a lot of good stuff here. The Christmas episode is also so fun. It's a perfect Michael episode. So for Secret Santa, he overspends and buys an iPod, but then is upset he gets something cheap. So he suggests a gift swapping game. And it's just so funny because everybody wants the iPod, of course. But this episode has so much more. Angela getting upset at Michael because he ruins the party she planned, Kevin buying himself a present, and Michael and Dwight buying a Christmas tree that's way too big for the office. This really elevates the episode. The injury is one of my favorite episodes of the season because it is just so funny. Michael has a little burned foot, but acts such dramatically, walking on crutches and needing help with everything. Michael is upset nobody's taking him seriously, so he lets a guy in a wheelchair come to talk about disabilities, but of course he's a dick to him. Now the funny part is that Dwight got into a car crash trying to help Michael. He now is super nice because he has a concussion. The best part is that when they take Dwight to the hospital, Michael still tries to convince the doctors that his injury is worse. That's so dry. This episode made me laugh from beginning till end. The Dundies is one of my favorite episodes just because it has a lot of heart. Michael every year has this award show. It is cringy and everybody is rolling their eyes at it. This year it's at a public place and of course a lot goes wrong. I love that everybody understands it's cringy and problematic what Michael does, but that it comes from a good place. And that's why everyone reacts fully to the award show. Even Pam at the start writing something bad about Michael in the bathroom, but later regretting it. That really shows that. Oh, and besides that, Pam kisses Jim drunk. This episode really has everything. Well, that was my Office Season 2 ranking. If you enjoyed it, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, and come back next week for another video.